and welcome back to the Big Four podcast. It is March, the best time of year for college sports.
It's Izzo.
Izzo, Mike.
It's Izzo.
Okay, we have some very important topics to get to today.
It's Cronin. It went from Cronin to Izzo, the calendar turn.
That's a good point. So we're going to start with Michigan State. They get a home win over Iowa, which I think most of us expected, but then they go to College Park and beat Maryland. First home loss for Maryland this year. Reactions to this week for the Spartans? Are they back?
I think they found a game that suits them, and they found a game that suits how they play. I think at the beginning they kind of were overwhelmed by some of the expectations. Obviously, the good win at Maryland and beating Iowa, 2 good wins. But they have 2 tough games still coming up with Penn State and Ohio State. So I guess we'll see. And they're still in play to win the Big Ten regular season. So we'll see how it goes. I like Michigan State going to the tournament. They're obviously Izzo.
You like Michigan State making the tournament? Is that what you just said?
No, I said I like them going into the tournament.
I think they're on the bubble.
They deserve to be on the bubble the way they played earlier this month.
I like them going into the tournament because they have a good coach, a good point guard, and a solid big man. So I feel like they have what they need to make a run. But I'm also a little nervous because of their inconsistency throughout the year. But we'll see. Michigan State, they're a solid team. They'll be a top 4 seed.
I don't want to take too much into this. We're not back, not even close. I need to see more of a sample size.
I wouldn't say they were ever there.
What does that mean?
You can't be back if you weren't there. Like, back to what?
Back to last year.
Okay.
Of course, last year's team had the greatest role player duo of all time, which, has not been the case this year. But
Foster Loyer not gotten enough minutes.
Yep. I have Foster Loyer's stats against Iowa. They were very good. He had a great game, 1 assist, and that's it. So he's really doing a great job for us this year. But I think one of the biggest things that has helped us, and we've been playing well over the past couple of weeks. The only game that we didn't win was a meltdown against Maryland 2 weeks ago at the Breslin Center. We were up 7 with 3 minutes to go, and we lost. But starting from the Illinois game, the thing that's really changed about this team is, number one, Cassius Winston's playing better, which, of course, is the biggest thing. Number 2, Xavier Tillman is starting to make layups. I don't think he's missed a layup in a couple games, which is great for him. And he's really worked at his inside game. He's becoming a pretty good post player. It's not really his game, but he's becoming a better post player. And the third thing is just the role player is playing a lot better, starting with Rocket. He's been playing great over the past couple weeks. He'll have his one game against Nebraska where he's just terrible, and then he'll come out against Iowa and give you 21 points. And then he was really good on Saturday. And then Aaron Henry's he's been having a great stretch. I think he's averaging like 14 or 15 a game the past 6 games. And I think we found a 4 guy, Malik Hall. I don't think Marcus Bingham should play at all the rest of the year. He's too cocky. He hasn't done anything, and he's cocky. He's shooting 11% from 3. And Malik Hall's a lot better. He had a great game. We wanted to see that from the Seton Hall game where he had 17 points on like 8 for 8 shooting. And he did something very similar against Maryland. He was like 5 for 5 shooting. So that was important. And once the calendar turns to March, you have to at least be a little confident in Michigan State's ability. But it was a feel-good road game, so I'm not going to take too much into it just yet.
Okay. A couple nice wins for Michigan State. The Big Ten's going to end up in a 3-way tie. Michigan State 2 cupcake games this week, and Maryland is going to lose at Rutgers, and Wisconsin has a cupcake scheduled to finish.
No, Indiana's going to beat them.
That's a ridiculous take, and you may be throwing up the podcast for that one.
Well, I'm the one who hosts it, so.
Indiana is.
I'm the one who pays the $20 for Spreaker for this thing. So.
The fact that a couple years ago when Ohio State went 15-3 and ended up like 2 games back in the Big Ten. This year they're to be running away with it.
Okay. Yeah, the Iowa win. You got to win. You got to win the games at home in the Big Ten. So, nice win. Very nice game for Rocket Watts. I know Mike has been on him all year about him not playing well in a lot of games. Aaron Henry finally. I've been waiting for him all year to do something, and he's been terrible all year. And he's finally starting to play better. And then the Maryland game, of course, big game. Maryland looks like they're on a roll. Of course, Mark Turgeon just completely does not have his guys ready at all. Cowan was not.
I disagree. It was good defense.
They got blitzed.
No. Yeah, you're right. It was a feel-good road game. I agree with you on that part.
Okay. But, you look at this team, and the difference is obviously offensively. Some of these losses, they were just not scoring the ball enough, not scoring enough points. They're starting to make more shots, get better shots. Guys like Rocket Watts and Aaron Henry are starting to make more shots, like Mike said. And that's the biggest key for this team. We got to have those guys, other than Cash Swinton and Xavier Tillman, doing something. And they are. And they got 2 easy games this week that they should win, and then Big Ten tournament next week. Obviously, hopefully Tom Izzo's preparing his guys for the Big Ten tournament like Pat Chambers.
I think we're going to check out on Friday if we get the double bye, which I agree with. If we win the final 2 games, I would just check out. No point of playing a game. You get guys injured. You're already on the 3 line, and how much higher are you going to get? That's the question. So, I mean,
I would play Boston Lawyer, but the problem with that is you might go make too far of a run.
Well, if he's playing Ohio State, I wouldn't play Foster because he would put up 35, and you don't want that when you're trying to lose.
All right, let's move on. Okay, let's just talk about Ohio State, Michigan one time. We can talk about Ohio State beating Michigan yesterday. Talk a little bit about.
I want to talk about Ohio State, Nebraska.
You can talk a little bit about Ohio State, Nebraska, Michigan, Wisconsin, but let's just get by this here in the one topic. Thoughts on these 2 teams and their weeks.
Oh, come, let's sing Ohio praise, and song to all my terrain. Let's go! What a win! Absolutely destroyed Michigan. They look like a bunch of fools out there. We almost scored the same amount of points in basketball and football this year against Michigan. What a year for Ohio State against Michigan. Beating them in football, destroying them in football, and sweeping them in basketball. What a year. Great. We played a very good game. We played good, and then it hit that point where it's tied with 6 minutes left. Dwayne Washington hit that 3 that they ran for him, kind of in front of the Ohio State bench there, that little fadeaway 3. And from then on, the game was over. We just couldn't miss. But it was a great win. We really needed that win. I was hoping we could push for a top 4 and get the double bye, but I think that's out of the question. So now it's just about trying to win the last 2 games and have a good year, go 12-8, 22-9. That'd be a very good year. And try to make a run in the conference tournament. Hopefully Holtman's preparing his guys for the Big Ten tournament, most important part of the year. Yes, he will be. He prepared. He is, as John Rothstein would say, more meticulous than a forensic officer. So he prepares the same way for every single game throughout the entire season, whether that's Denton in non-conference or that's Michigan in conference.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
He works so hard on the game plan. It's just always top notch. And so we at Ohio State like to win. We don't like to throw games. Like Mike talks about at Michigan State.
That's a good point.
Whether the game means nothing or the game
Like I
means
give a
everything,
shit.
trying to win.
I'll throw the whole season if you give me a 3 seed in the tournament. I'll throw the entire season.
And that's why Michigan State hasn't won anything since 2000.
Yeah, okay. It's not like Ohio State's won anything either. We're carrying the Big Ten. Nobody even.
Well, I'm pretty sure Ohio State has the most Big Ten regular season championships since
That's not.
2000. So.
Oh, since 2000? Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like that's BS.
I'm gonna look it up.
All right. I want to touch on Michigan's embarrassing performance defensively. I mean, they are completely falling apart on the defensive side of the basketball. Starting with the Wisconsin game, you give up 81 points to Wisconsin. Are you kidding me? That is the most embarrassing stat I think I've ever seen in my life. And listen, Michigan can score all they want. If you're giving up 81 points to Wisconsin, you're not making it past the first round of the NCAA tournament. And then their defense just completely doesn't even show up in Columbus. And Ohio State does whatever they want to do. And they win pretty easily. I mean, it was kind of close. But Ohio State was in control the entire game. Besides, the spurt at the beginning of the second half, it was all Ohio State. So Ohio State taking care of business. By far the better team, no doubt about it. And Michigan's in trouble. They're lucky it's a 20 game. Because let me tell you, this team is not that good. I mean, they are not as good as I thought they would be.
Mike.
What?
Mike, since 2000, Ohio State has 3 outright Big Ten regular season championships. Michigan State has 2.
Oh, we're going to go with outright.
Outright.
Talk about cherry picking the data right there.
That's a good point, Luke. I agree with Luke's point.
Okay.
And I'm not. Your 2000 championship's not being counted because even though it's technically an outright title, it was really split. But Ohio State has to vacate its share because of Ohio State didn't play that year. Exactly.
All right. Anyway, just Michigan's not a good team. Ohio State's a good team. Michigan needs to start playing defense. If they don't, they're going to lose every game to end the season, including the home against Nebraska, because one thing Nebraska can do is score.
And they got that guard back, too. He's really good.
Okay. I'll start with Ohio State. Nothing to say about the Nebraska game. That was an embarrassing win. They should be ashamed of themselves for winning that game.
I thought the Nebraska game was very important because seeing how we played without Kyle Young and having the confidence that we could play without him going to the Michigan game.
Yeah, well, Nebraska has 0 big men, so you don't have to play Caleb Weston in that game. You would have won.
No, it's just one of those things, feeling that you can gain the feel that you can win without one of your best players.
Ohio State, I haven't really watched, I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched a lot of Ohio State this year. But watching them the other day, they remind me a lot of the Michigan team from 2 years ago. They went to the championship game, and I'm not saying they're going to make that kind of run.
Well, yeah, okay.
They don't. Both teams didn't have a ton of talent. Both teams are well coached.
So what you're telling me is they're going to get the luckiest ride to the national championship of any team of all time.
I'm saying that they're a very similar team. I'm not saying anything about what they're going to do. I'm just saying they're similar. Not a lot of talent. They find ways to win games. Very, very gritty team. They know how to close out games. Just reminds me a lot of that team. But anyways, nice win for them. They made the shots they needed to make down the stretch. When you can shoot the ball like that, and you have a presence inside like Weston, you're gonna have to be set up well for the Big Ten tournament, most importantly, and the NCAA tournament. Michigan. I'll start with the Wisconsin game. Brooks was definitely missed on both sides of the ball. I'm not gonna sit here and make that an excuse, though. Honestly, Wisconsin played really, really well. Price made some miracle shots down the stretch. Reavers made the most ridiculous shot I've ever seen with like 50 seconds left.
He's good.
He had like no time on the shot clock. He launched it up with one hand and on a fadeaway with one hand and bagged in. And I know Michigan's had some unlucky breaks with bags this week because they go to Ohio State, and I actually, they didn't shoot the ball great. 26%.
Chris, you're telling me he hit a hook shot? Of course, a Michigan fan would say, "Oh, he hit a hook shot." Oh my goodness, a one-handed prayer.
Okay, it was not a hook shot. So the Ohio State game, and they didn't shoot the ball great, but they didn't play that bad. And Ohio State, they looked it was a tie with like 4 minutes left.
Yeah, Ohio State's went on an absurd run.
Yep, here comes Ohio State down the floor, and fade away through from Washington. Swish. Bank three, step back with no time on the
Play better defense.
Oh, yeah, that's it too. Caleb Blessing.
Play better defense.
Caleb Blessing from 35 feet throws it up to the rafters and it bags in. Are you kidding me? That's 2 games in a row where the opposing team has made miracle shots at the end of the game. I would sit here and I would rant about my team, but they didn't even play that bad this week at all.
Okay, you gave up 81 points to Wisconsin. This is a team that averages like 45.
They made miracle shots.
They doubled their point output from their normal average.
They made miracle shots. If you watch the game, you would see they made miracle shots.
I don't care. Play better defense.
Okay. So, I can't be mad about the way they played. They didn't play that bad this week. They had 2 teams that got really hot at the end of the game, and they weren't able to match that. And I wouldn't expect them to match whatever the heck Ohio State shot from 3. 52% from 3. So very interesting.
Want to cry me a river?
Yeah, I do. Wisconsin, 48% from 3. I mean, these guys are shooting the lights out.
Play defense.
They are.
It's not that hard. Play defense. They're getting wide open threes. I watched the game. They're wide open.
They're not wide open.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. So I can't be that mad.
You can't be mad that Wisconsin got out to like a 20-5 run against you.
Well, that was because they're looking ahead to Ohio State, and I knew that was going to happen.
Oh, no, another excuse, huh?
But one bright spot, Simpson was very good in both games, and Franz Wagner is playing best basketball that he has all year.
Chris, I'm shocked you haven't called for Livers to be benched after his bad game this Saturday.
Oh, yeah, well, you called for Cassius to be benched, so I don't want to hear it.
Well, I was joking.
Oh, okay. So, you got to win on Thursday, and, got to put up a competitive game on Sunday against Maryland.
And
of course,
that's a loser mentality.
Try and stay on that 6-ish line.
6? Are you kidding me? You know what's ridiculous? Michigan has one more conference win than Purdue, and they're like 100 spots ahead of them. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because Michigan actually has better wins.
No, Purdue has better wins. They beat Michigan State by more than Michigan did.
Well, let's go look at the quadrant 1 wins, shall we?
I don't care about quadrant. I care about eye test.
Of course. I don't care about quadrant when it applies to Michigan State.
Well, you only care about metrics when it applies to Michigan.
Now we'll get into the pot calling the kettle black. Says the guy who said he hated RPI, and when I told him that the was the number 1 conference according to RPI, he loved it.
All right, so you look here, and the Big Ten standings. They're going to probably be 8th in the Big Ten, and see what they can do in that Big Ten tournament. Well, it already has them on the 6th line. If they go 1-1 here, finish the season, and then win a game or 2 in the Big Ten tournament, that's probably where they'll end up. And we'll see what happens in the tournament.
I'm hoping Ohio State can make a run and get to on the 2 line.
Okay, let's talk out.
If they win the Big Ten tournament, it's going to be hard not to put them on the 2 line.
They put them on the 3. It would be like Michigan from a few years ago. Like I said, there are more teams.
If they win the Big Ten tournament, that's 4 games. That would come out 26-9.
Let's go over the teams they would not be ahead of: Kansas, Gonzaga, Dayton, Baylor, San Diego State, Kentucky, Seton Hall, Florida State. They're right there.
They'd be ahead of Kentucky.
Maryland wouldn't be ahead of them.
Maryland. They would beat Maryland twice.
Louisville wouldn't be ahead of them. Okay. Anyways,
who cares?
just a quick thing here. There were a lot of top teams that went down this week. Florida State, Duke, a few times. Baylor lost to Duke.
Who does Duke play next? Because they just lost to Virginia.
North Carolina State tonight.
Ooh, that's a big game, but I can't wait. After this, if Duke wins this game against NC State, I can't wait for Coach K to come out in his press conference and be like, yeah, it's great to rebound after that loss against Virginia. Great to have the whole team back healthy. And then some reporter will be like, oh, were you guys not fully healthy against Virginia? Yeah, Brady Carey was a little under the weather, so he didn't play up to his total capabilities. Yeah, but it's great to have the team back. And then you'll see a story come out. Duke loses to Virginia after not being full strength.
I don't know how Duke is right there. The AP poll should be ashamed of itself for having Duke in the top 12 after what they did this week. They lost to Wake Forest.
Blue blood bias. The same reason why Michigan's still in the rankings.
No. If the blue blood bias is the thing, that UCLA would be ranked this week.
Well, the UCLA's not a blue blood, so.
Well, they're on the West Coast, because then you have East Coast bias. So anyway, as I was saying, Creighton also lost. St. John's. So we would talk about all these games, but it's been such a reality this year, so we're not going to talk about that. But what we are going to do is I'm going to take a little victory lap here because I've been ridiculed all season because I had the Providence Friars in my Final Four start the season, and I've stuck with them through the ups and downs of this year. I had a terrible loss to start the season. And they are on track to make the NCAA tournament now. Because of 5 straight wins over ranked teams, a 10-6 record for 4th place in the Big East, and a projected 9 seed in the ESPN bracket. I would like can you play the applause button? Can you hit the applause button, please?
No.
Please hit the applause button.
No. I'll give you the...
Well, anyway.
I'll shoot the gun, though.
I mean, what just a great run here for Providence, and I've been picking them all along to win these home games against ranked teams. Then they go on the road and win at Villanova. Very impressive win for them, and it proves how hard the Big East is.
I think it proves how terrible the teams up top are, to be honest.
That's a story for another day. So let's move on now. We're going to go through who we think the coach of the year in each Power 6 conference is. Let's start with the worst Power 6 conference, the SEC.
Big East. Okay, for the Big East.
No, the SEC. Let's go. Here we go, SEC. Luke.
I think this one's obvious. It's got to go to Coach Cal. He's the best coach in the country, and he's had another great year this year, so he deserves this Coach of the Year. Coach Cal.
Well, looking at the standings, yeah, I'm thinking about Tom Crean here. What a season he's had at Georgia. Really on the upswing. Mike White, what a season for Florida, starting top 5. And I don't even know if they're in the tournament, but still a good team. But to be honest, no coach should win this because no coach has done a good job this year.
Coach Cal has done a good job.
No, not really. The non-conference was just unacceptable.
Yeah, well, they were a young team. It shows you how much you developed this team over the years.
I don't give a crap how young your team is. They actually weren't a young team. They had about 5 seniors in their starting lineup. Anyway, I have to give it to Coach Cal because nobody else deserves it. Nobody else is even in the conversation.
Yeah, you look at these contenders here. I can't give it to Coach Cal. I just can't do it. Just because I can't. Bruce Pearl, that team is severely underachieved this year. I don't know how they're ranked. Will Wade is a cheater. Can't give it to him. It comes down to two folks.
Can't give it to Will Wade, he's a cheater, but let's give it to John Calipari.
It comes down to 2 coaches for me. I think Frank Barton's actually done a great job this year in South Carolina.
Oh, bullshit.
They're probably not going to make the tournament, so they're on the bubble, but we'll see. I'm going to give it to Ben Howland.
Who?
Mississippi State coach.
Bullshit. Oh, please.
They got off to a not a great start. They haven't been in the tournament bracket in
until recently, and he has his team playing really good.
You tell me they're in the tournament.
Yes.
Who are they beating?
I have them in the tournament. They're in everybody's first 4 out, but I have them in the tournament.
Okay, they lost to Texas A&M by 12. They're not in the tournament.
Well, they lost to a Buzz Williams coach team. No shame in that.
Lost to
tournament in my bracket.
They lost to Ole Miss by like 25. So
They're playing good basketball right now. Ben Howland's done a nice job at Mississippi State too. Yeah, Ben Howland.
they haven't beaten a single good team all year. Oh, they beat Radford. My bad.
Okay. Let's go to the ACC.
Is this the second worst conference?
Yeah. We're going in order from least to best. Well, I'm going to have to go with Leonard Hamilton.
That's ridiculous. Jim Christian in a landslide. What he's done with Boston College is unbelievable.
7 conference wins.
What?
7 conference wins.
Exactly. Even though I think he's going to get fired and they're going to replace him with Kevin Willard.
No. John
Yes.
Beeline never did the walk.
No. John Beeline's going to Wake Forest. But in all seriousness, I mean, this is another conference I don't think any coach should win because this conference is a joke. I'll be saying that for the Pac-12 and the Big East as well. But they're all jokes of conference. I don't think, what's his name from Louisville, Chris Mack should win it because of how embarrassing they are on the road and how embarrassing they are against competent teams. Florida State, I mean, sure, Leonard Hamilton, that would be my pick right now. But I don't think he really deserves it either. Coach K, hell no. Tony Bennett's number 2 on my list, but I guess I have to give it to Florida State, give it to Leonard Hamilton. What?
Yep, they lost a bunch of guys. Who cares? Doesn't matter. They get all the recruits.
They have no 5 stars in that roster, I don't think.
It's the NBA where you have the same team. It doesn't matter.
They have Jay Huff, though.
Leonard Hamilton, next conference.
Oh, Mike Bray, too.
Okay.
According to you, they're in the tournament.
Go to tough one here. Pac-12. I think I'll go with the Pac-12. Next conference. That's the next conference here. Who is the coach of the year at Pac-12? Yeah, it's got to be Mitch Cronin. That's what the on this podcast. It's got to be Mitch Cronin. He's now brought UCLA around the conference. They're playing, I believe they're playing the Arizona. Oh, no, they're playing USC. They're going to lose to USC next week. They're playing the Arizona teams. Now they're playing USC to end the year. And I think they're going to, have they lost this the number one team in the Pac-12 tournament? It's got to go to Big Cronin. Yeah, it's not going to be them. They're going to lose to USC. It's going to win the Pac-12. Then they're tied. No, Oregon they have the same amount of losses. UCLA only plays one more game. Oregon plays 2. They're both at home against like Cal and Washington State or something. I see. So what's the tiebreaker? Probably Oregon. I think it's Oregon.
I think
Oregon beat them by 21 points.
I think the fact that UCLA of all teams is leading the Pac-12 just shows how embarrassing. UCLA is a joke. This conference is a joke. But I went on a limb, might have been a couple weeks ago, when I said Mick Cronin was the best coach in this conference. And he has taken a team of nobodies, and they're leading the Pac-12. This is the most obvious choice in the world. It's Mick Cronin by a mile. Best coach in the Pac-12.
Yeah, I'm not picking Mick Cronin. I'm not doing it. Let's see here. We got some good coaches here. I really want to give it to Dan Altman. He's done a really nice job with the team. Chris Holtman? A team that really doesn't have much other than Peyton Pritchard.
Oh, stop it. They have like 25-star recruits on that team.
That's not true. Okay, but anyways, I'm not going to give it to him. I can tell you who's dead last on my list. You guys want to take a guess?
Probably Wayne Tinkle.
No, Sean Miller. I don't Arizona should not make the tournament. He may be the worst coach in the country. The absolute worst coach in the nation.
All right.
Of all Division I programs, he may be the worst. I've never seen a coach lose literally every single big game like Sean Miller does. It's really incredible. It's something to be proud of. I mean, how good he is at losing all those big games.
Kind of like Juwan Howard.
Yeah. All right, but my pick is a little bit of a rim. I'm going to go with Jared Hopkins.
Who?
The Stanford coach. That's not a bad pick.
Okay, they're 9-7 in conference. Please.
Yeah, well, they usually are dead last. So they're projected in most people's tournament bracket. They're on the bubble, and I don't know how in the world they're on the bubble. Because of the talent
they had a good non-conference.
They have no talent. They have a chance to solidify themselves in the tournament. They play at Oregon next Saturday. They're not going to win that game, but they will have a chance in the Pac-12 tournament to do some damage. So that's something.
Chris, you act like Oregon's some unbeatable force, and they're 11-5 in conference.
Listen, I just don't think they lose big games.
Well, they lost to Arizona State. That's a big game. Lost to Oregon State.
Look at the games they lose. They lost to Oregon State. They lost to Washington State.
They lost to Wayne Tinkle. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they lose to bad teams. They beat good teams.
That's not good. That's not good at all.
They're not playing any bad teams in the tournament.
Well,
they might play West Virginia.
That's a good point.
If you look at a team that has a lot of close wins, it usually tells you they're very mentally tough.
Actually, that just shows you they're like the 2018 Michigan State team who won every game close. It doesn't matter who they played. And then they lost to Syracuse. So it actually shows that your team's mentally weak, actually. Huh?
Then they lost to Middle Tennessee State.
No, that was a different team.
Oh, I can never remember.
I got to pull out the Chris excuse for the Middle Tennessee game because Middle Tennessee shot like 90% from the field. So.
Play defense.
Yeah, we weren't that good on defense that year.
All right. Are we just going to be in agreement on Scott Drew in the Big 12?
No.
Of course. Go ahead, Big 12. Obviously, I think Scott Drew will probably win it, but I would give mine to Bill Self. That's ridiculous.
Well, if Chris is going to give his to a team that's 9-7 in conference, I think I can give mine to Shaka with the job he's done with the Texas Longhorns over the past couple of games.
Kansas and Baylor split the regular season, so I'll give it to Baylor. Yeah, I'll give it to Scott Drew. Yeah, Scott Drew. Not a ton of time.
No. Let me talk. Shaka lost to Iowa State, got embarrassed. They got embarrassed by 29. And then they go on a 4-game winning streak. He is an unbelievable coach. He is not going to be fired, and his team is going to the tournament. And it's one of the great turnarounds. I'm taking Shaka Smart.
They're in the next 4 out. That looks like
they're going to beat Oklahoma. They're going to beat Oklahoma State. They're going to win the Big 12 tournament. And they're going to make it easily.
How much would that spend if you're a Texas fan? For Shaka Smart not get fired because they're winning the conference tournament.
And look at the bright side, Texas fans. Even if you don't make the tournament, you got a coach who's elite in the NIT.
All right. Next conference.
We're going to the WCC.
The you know what? We'll go to the Big East just because it's the Big Ten podcast. Who is the coach of the year in the Big East?
Dave Leitao for their 10-0 start.
No, Chubby Coach Big Buckets. Yes! The job he's done with Creighton has been incredible. 22-7, 15-1 at home. I'm giving it to Coach Big Buckets. But rumor has it that's his real name, McBuckets.
McBuckets? Yeah, this conference is a joke. Can't give it to Seton Hall. They have too much talent. Or Kevin Willard, anyway.
No one explains to me why every team, or almost every team in the Big East is blue.
Yeah, that honestly pisses me off.
All the time.
I just noticed that. Seton Hall, Villanova, Creighton.
Everybody has Providence and St. John.
No, they're all darkish blue / black. Besides St. John's.
St. John's can be blue, except their main color is red. They're red and blue.
Yeah, that's why the conference is a joke. It's like impossible to watch the games. I can't figure out which team's which.
Yeah, I had that problem watching the Xavier Georgia.
I actually did have that problem watching that game.
Yeah, listen. I'm going to have to go out on a limb. I'm going to go with Dave Leitao just for their hot start.
That's a fair point. Now, every time we do a Big East segment, I go through and talk about how great each coach is, and I'm going to do that again.
All right. No. Pick it. Just pick one.
Dave Leitao, great coach. We got Mike Anderson at St. John's.
This is a Big Ten podcast. Just
after losing everybody last year, and they just beat Creighton the other day after shooting like 90% in the second half from three, literally 90%. Patrick Ewing, he is a coach. Xavier, Travis Steele, he is a very, very good coach. Done a nice job turning this season around for Xavier. They're going to make the tournament. Marquette, Wojo there, he is also a coach. Laval Jordan, great
make
coach.
A pick.
Obviously had Cooley, had a nice turnaround to this season. Can't pick him though because the embarrassing start they had. Can't pick Jay Wright just because I don't want to. And can't pick Seton Hall, Kevin Willard because they have too much talent. So I'm going to go with Coach McBucket. Makes the finish 7th in the Big East, and his team has come out of nowhere as one of the best teams in the country. What a job by Coach McBucket. Okay, the Big Ten.
See, the Big Ten is tough this year because there's not really. Because there's so many teams that are just so. They're all good, but they're all just around the same level. No one's standing out. I think the top candidates are going to also be Fran McCaffrey and Pat Chambers.
All right, it's definitely not Pat Chambers, so let's agree on that.
I think he's up there. I mean, no one really expected much from Penn State.
Archie Miller.
All right.
But then you have Brad Underwood.
Richard Pitino.
Brad Underwood with Illinois has done a really good job this year.
Is Illinois a good team, Luke?
What?
Is Illinois a good team?
No, Illinois sucks. That's why I can't take Brad Underwood. I was going to give it to him, but then I was like, I can't give it to him because they suck. And then you have Greg Gard from Wisconsin, and I think I'm going to have to give it to him.
Oh, come on.
Well, that's a great pick, Luke. Let me just point out.
Here's the thing. I'm not giving it to Mark Turgeon because he's a joke. Michigan State has arguably underachieved. I can't give it to Illinois because I've been saying they're horrible all year. Fran McCaffrey possibly, but I wouldn't say they've done better than expectations. I think they've played up to everyone's standards. Penn State and Pat Chambers, I just hate. Chris Holtman, they've had a good year. I just don't think it's Coach of the Year here. I mean, it's going to show up and down. Same thing with Juwan Howard. What's his face at Rutgers has fallen off at the end. And then Purdue, Indiana, Minnesota, Northwestern, Nebraska. You can't give any of that.
Listen.
So nobody. It's going to nobody.
Okay. Let me just point out, the AP poll looks like what I would write in with 8 Big Ten teams in the tournament. Really appreciate that. But anyway, I'll start at the top. Turgeon, listen, he's done a very nice job, but he has too much talent to give the award to. Maryland would have to be, 15, not 15-5. They'd have to be like 17-3 with that talent for him to get the award. Same with Michigan State. I like the job Brad Underwood's done. I think he's definitely in the top 5. And let me just say, being in the top 5 in the Big Ten for this award is equivalent to winning it in every other league. That's just how great the Big Ten's been this year. Greg Gard, of course. What he's done with Wisconsin is unbelievable. They started just putrid the way they started the year. Had a 3-game losing streak, lost to Richmond, Jaquan Lyle in New Mexico, and then they lost to NC State. Beat Indiana, then lost to Rutgers, but I think they're like second in the country in Quadrant 1 wins, if I remember. Either second in the Big Ten.
They have like 8.
Yeah, what he's done is unbelievable. They've won at Tennessee, which, Tennessee, but still, it was a good non-conference win. They beat Ohio State on the road, beat Penn State on the road, beat Michigan State at home, beat Ohio State again. They have some of the best wins in the country, and not to mention their second leading scorer transferred in the middle of the year. Not to mention Micah Potter wasn't allowed to even play for Ohio State until the start of the year. So he's just done an unbelievable job. I think he's first. I think you could argue Fran McCaffrey's second, maybe Brad Underwood's third, Turgeon, Chambers, and then maybe Steve Peichel. Chris Holtman's up there. Juwan Howard's at the bottom with the amount of talent they have. And then you got to look at Chris Collins as well.
Okay. Turgeon, he's Mark Turgeon. He's not getting this award. Tom Izzo, way too much talent to be where they are. Brad Underwood's done a very nice job. Greg Gard, much as I've bashed him this year, he's done a nice job.
Remember like a month ago when I said how great Greg Gard was? I wasn't joking. He's a great coach.
Pat Chambers refused to pick him. Holman's done a nice job. Steve Feichel's done a nice job. But Rutgers kind of fallen off. Maybe he would have gotten this award otherwise. But I'm going to give it to Fran McCaffrey. What a coach this guy is. Obviously, we've seen it in years past. Yeah, from an offensive standpoint, but he's really made some strides as a coach in the defensive end this year. Only giving up 68 to Penn State in the last game, 55 to Minnesota, 72 to a really good Nebraska team, 65 to Illinois. They made some strides. And not to mention, Fran McCaffrey is easily, not even close. He is the best recruiter in the Big Ten. You got Connor and Patrick McCaffrey.
I was just about to say, I think if you have your own son on the team, you should automatically be disqualified for winning this award.
That's not suspicious at all.
Qualified, right?
I'm sure. I would be surprised.
Yeah, I don't think Tom Izzo should win it.
Connor McCaffrey is one of the best players in the country.
No, I'm sure he paid him.
Did you see that stat?
And then took $1.5 million of it back for himself.
Did you see that stat? Tom Izzo has like 1 Big Ten Coach of the Year, but like 3 National Coach of the Years. It's because the expectations are so high that they can never give it to him unless he goes like perfect in conference. And even then, they're going to give it to some other coach.
Because Michigan State's a blue blood, that's why.
No, because Tom Izzo is the reason why we're a semi-blue blood. It has nothing to do with our program. It's just how great of a coach he is.
Because his expectations are so high, he can never win anything.
In terms of the Big Ten, we're a blue blood in the Big Ten, but we're not a blue blood outside the Big Ten. And it's the writers inside the Big Ten who are determining the award. So,
who is it?
Like John Calipari's only been 18 College Coach of the Year one time.
All right. Okay, let's move on.
But he's a Basketball Hall of Famer.
Who is your National Player of the Year?
Obi-Wan Kenobi from Dayton.
Okay.
Steven Izzo. Just kidding. Luka Garza in a landslide. It's not even close.
Yeah, I have Luka Garza too. But let's just remember when on Instagram someone told Luka Garza fan page told Mike he's going to be National Player of the Year. And Mike said, No, he's not. He sucks. And then, two months later, Luka Garza goes out, and he's probably going to win National Player of the Year.
Well, Xavier Tillman shut him down. So
Unfortunately, because of right now.
I think
You could give it to Luka Garza. There's probably three candidates for it at this point. In my mind, Luka Garza is definitely one of them, and he may very well win it. You got Miles Powell up there as one of the candidates as well.
no,
But
they have too much talent.
I'm going to give it to Peyton Pritchard. Let's go. Peyton Pritchard is nasty.
Oh, okay. We're moving on.
He has carried this Oregon team, which is not very good, all year long.
What?
And he is shooting 46% from the field as a point guard, averaging 20 points a game.
40. That's good, but that's not great.
30. They won that 1-point game against Arizona last week, and he had 38. Carrying the team. I mean, he is a tremendous player. I got to give it to Peyton Pritchard.
Chris, Luka Garza is averaging 24 a game in the greatest conference in the history of
But
conferences.
he actually has talent around him.
Bullshit! They double team him every game, and he still gets 25 a
No,
game.
they don't. He has plenty of talent around
What
him.
does talent have to do with scoring the ball?
Frederick.
Actually, if you have more talent, you should be scoring the ball less, and he's still putting up 24 a game.
No. Because teams are more likely to double Peyton Pritchard than they are Luka Garza.
I don't think I've ever seen a team double a point guard before.
Well, Michigan should have done it because Peyton Pritchard tore up Xavier Simpson at the end of the game. Oh, also, another thing to look into when you choose a player of the year is the clutch factor. Now, Garza. He's a great player, but I've seen Garza miss the big shots this year. And
What?
Yeah, I have.
They're never in any close games. I can't remember a close game that Iowa was in. Let's be honest.
I have seen him miss some big shots. I've seen him make some too, but Peyton Pritchard, I don't think I've ever seen him miss a big shot. He literally makes every single big shot. He just makes every big free throw. He does everything right in the last 2 minutes of games.
That's bullshit. Absolutely. You can't give it to a guy who's in the Pac-12. That's just embarrassing. The Pac-12 is not even a conference as far as I'm concerned.
All right. We have one game each of you want to bring up from this week to discuss.
My first one is obviously Ohio State, Michigan. And
Okay, we already talked about that. One game we have not talked about.
Well, I wanted to bring it up again just to remember how Ohio State absolutely blew the doors off Michigan once again. But the game that I wanted to talk about was, let's see if I can pull it up here. BYU beating Gonzaga.
That was 2 weeks ago.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
That was not 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about?
It was last Sunday.
Well, we had a podcast since then.
What are you talking about?
BYU beating Gonzaga and then beating Pepperdine. It was a solid team this year. What a run they've been on.
Yeah, throwback to when Andy Katz had Pepperdine in his preseason Power 36.
Throwback to when the announcer on the Ohio State UMass Bowl game said UMass Bowl could make a run to the second weekend.
Chris, you're telling me that we had a podcast between Saturday and today?
BYU beating Gonzaga was last weekend.
Bull crap.
Yes, it was.
Nope, you're wrong.
I just want to talk about BYU and the run they've been on, and they're probably now the 2 seed in the WCC, which is a great spot to be, automatic bye to the semifinals, and they're going to make the tournament, and they're probably going to be a top 4 seed. So.
Oh, right. We've gone off the edge. Next, Mike, go ahead.
I'm going to go with Youngstown State over Milwaukee. It was a hard-fought game. Youngstown State moved to 17-14 on the year. Milwaukee fell to 12-18 in a tough Horizon League. I think the Horizon League's on the come up. I mean, you got teams like Oakland, Detroit Mercy, UW Milwaukee, Cleveland State. I think they have Purdue at a conference, I believe, one of the Purdues. So you just got to love their chances. I mean, Northern Kentucky's always good. Wright State's probably going to win it. So it's a good conference, and that's a solid win for Youngstown State.
All right, keep in mind in this next game that I talked about that Duke lost to Wake Forest in Virginia, and all is still great in Durham because Duke is so great.
No, the reason why they barely moved down is because Coach K wasn't mad at the press conference. So
let's go to the next.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't say someone was under the weather on his team to give himself an excuse for why they lost.
surprised he didn't fake a heart attack on the sideline.
So Creighton lost to St. John's, and people were freaking out like Creighton was some big team and they're awful and all that. So here's the thing. St. John's, this is what happened. St. John's had a feel-good home game, and the sky was falling at Creighton, but Duke was fine. St. John's shot 64% from behind the three-point line.
Okay.
And shot 90% from three in the second half.
I don't care. That just shows how skilled of a team you are. I don't understand why people bring up these stats. That doesn't make sense.
Creighton shot 15% from the field.
Chris, when a pitcher gets shelled, they don't say, "Oh, the away team had 22 hits." They don't do that. Just because you shot 100% doesn't mean anything.
St. John's had a feel-good home game, and the sky was falling at Creighton, which is ridiculous.
Chris, just like every team that comes to Hadlock has a feel-good road game against us.
Every time a team like that loses, people think the sky is falling, and then Duke loses to Wake Forest, and all is well. And I don't get it. It's ridiculous, and something needs to be done about it. Okay, winners and losers from this week.
Well, obviously the winner has to be BYU.
Of course.
And Ohio State. Hey, Chris, I don't even like BYU.
Yeah, I know.
But you made me like that. So I'm going to have to get a BYU Jimmer Fredette jersey. And so BYU and Ohio State are my two winners. And my losers this week have to be Michigan.
I mean, you got to respect what BYU's doing. I mean, they're all married with kids. Kind of like Xavier Tillman. It's just a bunch of Xavier Tillmans on that team.
Well, it's like Kentucky. All of Kentucky's players probably have kids.
Okay.
Just like every Kansas team, every Kansas player can't read.
Let's go.
My loser's going to be Michigan. I think they had a disastrous week. Chris talked about how they looked ahead to Ohio State. One problem with that, if you look ahead to a team, you actually have to show up when you play that team. And they didn't even get off the bus in Columbus. But my winner is going to be Michigan State baseball. They're 8-3 on the season. They got a big win against Western Carolina the other day.
They lost 3 out of 4.
And then they beat Ball State the next day. But how about this? A win over Power 6 Kansas, or Power 5, whatever the hell they do in college baseball. Very good team, Kansas. And here's what I got to say about Michigan State baseball. Man, they win every close game, except for against Merrimack. But they win every other close game. I saw a stat last year. They were like 1-8 in one-run games. This year, they're 4-2 in one-run games. And I think just shows how the program, it's moving up. It's trending in the right direction. And they got a big game. They got a big series coming up against a tough, I can't remember, it might be Elkhorn State, but they're playing a really tough opponent coming up. So it's going to be really tough for them. But they got to stick together, play tough, and I have all confidence that Coach Jake Boss will do exactly what he needs to do to win. Oh, they play Troy, then Louisiana, then Sanford coming up. So they're scheduling very tough out of conference.
Mike, who's the coach?
Jake Boss in his 12th season there. He's kind of like Dave Leitao. They suck every year, but they bring him back every year.
Okay, winners this week: UCLA, Clemson for positioning themselves to do well. If they do well in the ACC tournament, they have a chance at the bubble.
Brett Brunell saving his job after he was on the hot seat a couple weeks ago.
Providence winner, definitely. The Big East Conference is a winner. And my big loser this week, huge loser this week, that nobody really talks about is Colorado. They are the most. Okay, sorry. No, 2 losers because I just remembered another overrated team. Colorado
and Duke
lost to California and Stanford. And, well, I don't understand.
Cal has some kid that's like 7'4".
They shouldn't be in the tournament, as far as I'm concerned. Colorado is terrible. They have no good wins. They are just not a good team.
They beat Dayton.
It doesn't matter. Okay, and my other loser, and I've been talking about this team for a while, and I am just there's a conspiracy theory for why this team is not on the bubble. West Virginia. They are 7-9 in the Big 12, and this team is like the most comfortably in team I've ever seen.
I've never seen a win at a neutral site against Ohio State carry more weight than this one. I can't believe how much weight it's carried.
Oh my gosh! Jerry Palm still has them ahead of Michigan in the seeding. He has West Virginia as a 6 seed in the NCAA tournament. A 6.
I hope the committee comes out and puts them in the last 4 in.
That would be phenomenal because they should be. You're right. You are 100% right. There is a conspiracy theory. There's a conspiracy. Something is going on here. But where does Lenardi have? Let's see.
See, Bobby Huggins is a genius. He's not paying players. He's paying the committee.
No, he's paying the bracketologist. That's the wrong person to pay.
He's doing it legally.
As far as I'm concerned, this team is my first 4 out right now, West Virginia. I don't understand how they're in the NCAA tournament.
It's genius. He's doing it legally. He's paying the bracketologist to put them in the tournament. So then when the committee goes to make their bracket and they look at all these bracketology brackets, they're like, oh, West Virginia must be a good team.
Could you imagine if they just average out all the bracketologies and that would give them all the seedings?
Yeah, you look at 7-9 in conference. They have the same conference record as TCU. They're 3-8.
Jamie Dixon, let's go! That's my other winner of the week. That's my other winner.
At Texas, and fine, Texas is a desperate team. And they lost and laid an egg at home against Oklahoma. This team is a joke.
Oklahoma's good.
On the bubble. This is ridiculous.
How about Jamie Dixon, the winningest coach in Big East history, getting a big win
We're moving on.
over
we have
Baylor?
The picks, here. Mike is in first place now.
Well, we're going to talk about the conference tournaments, Chris?
Yes, we're getting there. That's part of the picks.
Okay.
Listen, we have gone very long here, so let's try and make these quick.
No, we have not gone long.
Yes, we have. We've already been on here for an hour.
57 minutes, actually.
Okay. Well, let's start with the conference tournament. There are a few this week.
There are 12 that the brackets are already set for, and there are more that haven't set yet.
We're only picking the ones that end this week.
Yes.
So we'll start with the Mountain West.
What kind of order are you going in? Are you going?
I'm going from worst to best.
Oh, is it? I always not looking at.
I'm going from worst to best, Luke. The Mountain West is the worst.
So, what do we get if we win? Do we get 4 wins, or do we get nothing? We just get 1 win if we predict it right.
Obviously,
you get 1.
That's ridiculous.
Do we get a loss if we don't pick it right?
Yeah. Oh boy.
That's just ridiculous.
If you pick it right, you get 3. If you lose, you get a loss.
Where'd you pull that number out of?
Nowhere.
Okay.
Obviously, I've liked New Mexico all year, but their players can't stop getting arrested. So it's very problematic.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
San Diego State's favorite. I'm going to take Utah State.
I want to pick Utah State, but I think San Diego State's going to pull it off. I like their team. I think they're just a little bit more talented than everybody else. I think it'll be close. I think Utah State will give them a fight, but I don't think they're good enough to beat them.
You should get as many wins as the seed of the team you pick to win.
That's actually a good idea. Let's
Yes.
do that.
All right, I'm taking Wyoming. No, I'm joking.
Don't pull it out.
I really want to pick Nevada here because of Steve Alford. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pick San Diego State. Everybody else in this conference is terrible.
Try explaining that to Alex. See if he understands it.
All right, the Ohio Valley.
What a conference. Let me look at the bracket here. Oh, this is is another interesting bracket where they get 5 to the semifinals. I'll take Belmont.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking Belmont. They're getting revenge from last year, even though they made the tournament last year. I think they'll win. I like Belmont's team. They're a solid team. Murray State, I don't know anything about Murray State, but I know that Belmont's good, so I'll take them.
Well, I know nothing about any of these teams, so I'm going to take Belmont. All right, the Big South.
Oh, wow. The best conference in college basketball. Let's go.
Yeah, everyone knows who Mike's going to pick. So, I mean, where's the third picks up? Radford got the top seed this year, but I'm gonna go with Gardner Webb, 3 seed. Chris Holtman's former team.
Just took an 11-7 3 seed to win it.
They're gonna do it.
Well, I'm taking Radford. I think everybody knows why. The great Mike Jones is doing a great job in Radford, and they're going back to the NCAA tournament.
Well, I'm tempted to pick Presbyterian because Michigan played them, but I'm not going to do that. I want to take Winthrop. They actually have some really good wins this year in the non-conference, so I think they're going to win, and they might give somebody some trouble in the first round. Missouri Valley. This conference is a little
Arch Madness, let's go.
Yes, it is Arch Madness. That's right. I think it's pretty much between Northern Iowa and Loyola. Northern Iowa might, if they lose to Loyola in the final, they might be able to still get an at-large bid.
No, that would be the most ridiculous.
Well, according to the RPI, yeah, according to your favorite rating system, Chris, that they definitely be in.
Yeah, I'm going with Northern Iowa.
I'm going with a little bit of a upset pick here. I'm taking Bradley because Michigan State played them in the tournament last year.
That's a good.
That's right. They almost lost.
They were down 5 in the second half, but came back and won.
Yeah, we were watching it during practice, and Mike was freaking out going to bullpen.
Yeah, I was running the laps around the gym. I was stressing out.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and take Loyola because Michigan played them in the Final Four 2 years ago.
Fair enough.
All right. The A-Sun. This is our last conference tournament pick.
The A-Sun. What a conference. Liberty, they started off, 16-0 or something like that, and they've fallen off, but nobody else in the conference.
Falling off to 27-4.
No one else in this conference is any good. I'm taking Liberty.
I think you got to look at Kennesaw State, 1-28 on the year. Let me just quickly see who their one win was against. I'm struggling to find it. Just a lot of L's on the
Michigan
schedule.
played them 3 years ago.
Oh my goodness, they beat Gardner Webb by 24. Oh my God.
Nice pick, Luke.
Luke, you want to change your pick?
Nope.
Okay, I'm taking Liberty. I think they're a good team. I think they're better than everybody else in this conference.
Yeah, Liberty got their doors blown off by Lipscomb earlier in the week, so I'm going to take North Florida.
Lipscomb's
They
good.
played Iowa.
You know, Lipscomb's in the same city as Belmont, so they rub off each other.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Baylor at Texas Tech.
Baylor, that's not a conference. All right, let me look.
We're done with the conference tournament picks.
Are we not picking NC State Duke?
No.
That's embarrassing. Okay. Yeah, Baylor's going to win. I'll take Baylor.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Baylor in this game. They got to bounce back from that embarrassing loss. Okay. Next game, what is it here? Maryland at Rutgers. Maryland.
Ooh, this is a interesting game. I want to take Rutgers so badly. It's at the rack. But they just haven't been playing as well. If you, I watched that Penn State Rutgers game. Rutgers was down 20, came back and took the lead for a brief moment, but Penn State hit a big three at the end of the game to win that.
You tell me they pulled a Michigan State?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. I think they'll be hungry. I think they'll be fighting for a tournament spot. And sure.
If they're hungry, they're not going to be able to play well if they're thinking about food all game.
You know, that's a fair point, Luke. But I'm still going to take Rutgers.
I'm also going to take Rutgers. It's almost impossible when it's a wreck unless you're Michigan. Michigan State at Penn State.
Michigan State, because I just hate Pat Chambers with a passion.
Penn State was playing just exceptional basketball when they came into Breslin a 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they beat us pretty good. I mean, Winston missed the game-time free throw, but they were the better team all night. It was the home crowd that got us back into it. Penn State's not playing as well. They lost Myron Jones. He's back now. Lamar Stevens is, he's good. He's Lamar Stevens. We all know about him. But I'm going to go ahead and take Penn State because I still don't trust Michigan State yet.
Yeah, I'm taking Michigan State. There's no way I could trust Penn State in a game like this. All right, Villanova, Seton Hall.
I'll take Seton Hall.
Yeah, Villanova's a joke. I'm taking Seton Hall.
I need to see who Chris picks because Michigan beat Villanova earlier in the year, but he's been on Seton Hall all year.
Michigan did not beat Villanova. Michigan did not beat Villanova. That's what it was last year. Oh man, I'm torn on this game. I think Seton Hall gets it done. I think Seton Hall gets it done. It's going to be a very, very close game, though. Villanova's not going to be happy after that last long.
They'll tie, and to break the tie, they'll play rock, paper, scissors in the back of the gym.
Okay. Let's see here. Next game. Dayton at Rhode Island. Huge game for Rhode Island. Huge game for Rhode Island. But I like Obi-Wan Kenobi at Dayton, so I'm taking them.
Give me Big Brother. Give me Rhode Island.
I'm going to take Rhode Island as well. They're desperate to make the tournament here. They had a bad loss to St. Louis at home. I think that was yesterday. I'll take Rhode Island. Florida State and Notre Dame.
Florida State. I like Leonard Hamilton a lot. I like this Florida State team a lot.
Well, I would pick Notre Dame if they had a fan base that cared about basketball, but I'm not. I'm taking Florida State.
Yeah, I will also take Florida State in this game. Nebraska at Michigan.
Michigan by a basket at the end of the game. Maybe a John Teskey put back at the buzzer. Michigan wins.
Michigan. Illinois at Ohio State.
I'm going to roll with Illinois in this game because I still think they can have a chance to win the title if they win this game. I'm taking Illinois.
Yeah, I'm taking Ohio State. They're at home. Houston at Connecticut.
Houston.
Yep, Houston a blowout.
I'll take UConn. They're getting hot for the conference tournament. This is usually when they heat up. They're going to win this conference tournament, and they're going to make the tournament. Villanova at Georgetown.
Villanova.
I'll take the lesser of two sucks. Give me Villanova.
Yep, I will take Villanova as well. Got to get a win to finish the season. Auburn at Tennessee.
Well, you got Bruce Pearl going back to his old stomping grounds in Tennessee. The job he got fired for cheating. No, he's a great coach because he cheats. And I'll take him as well. He's a great coach. And, who's not a great coach is Rick Barnes. I'll take Auburn in a blowout.
Don't look now, but Tennessee's making a little run here. They got a big win over Florida. They're going to need to do some work in the SEC tournament. But I think they're going to win this game. They're getting hot. Rick Barnes always has his teams playing well at the end of the year, as we know. So I will take Tennessee. Baylor at West Virginia. Baylor.
Country roads do not take me home. I'm taking Baylor.
Yeah, easy pick. Baylor going to blow out West Virginia. It's a joke. Who else does West Virginia play with this week? So that puts them at 10 losses in conference. Who else do they play this week?
They'll probably play somebody.
West? Okay.
They probably play the team that they play.
Here we go. Their schedule this week. They play at Iowa State tomorrow. They're going to lose that game. They're going to lose to Baylor, and they're going to be 7-11 in conference, and they'll still be comfortably in as like a 6 seed in the tournament.
Are we picking Maine at Hartford?
No. Next game. Kentucky at Florida.
Kentucky, Coach of the Year, John Calipari.
I'll take Florida because they have the talent advantage.
I'm going to take Kentucky. This is a game they win. Mike White, can't trust them. Kentucky.
You can because Mike White always wins these types of games. So.
Kansas at Texas Tech.
Kansas.
Ooh, you know, it would really be unfortunate if Texas Tech lost 2 games this week. They're on the bubble themselves. It's been a rough part of the year for them. But I think they're going to win this game. I'm taking Texas Tech.
All right, I'm going to take Kansas because they're a better team. Seton Hall at Creighton.
Creighton.
Ooh, it'll be an empty arena, so the home crowd won't really be a factor. I'm going to take Seton Hall because the home crowd.
Yeah, tough game here as well, but I Creighton, they packed the house there. Tough place to play. Last game of the season, the fans will be ready to go. I'll take Creighton. All right, Louisville at Virginia.
Ooh, at Virginia, I'm going to take Virginia in the upset.
Yeah, you can't trust Louisville. Their best player implodes in big games. I'm taking Virginia.
I'm taking Louisville. Easy pick here. Virginia's terrible. North Carolina at Duke.
Duke.
Okay, very interesting game here. You know the game's going to be close, and by the stats that they usually have, was like over the past 50 games, they're tied exactly in score. I think North Carolina's going to keep it close, but I'll take Duke to win slightly. But North Carolina will get them back in the ACC tournament.
Yeah, well, North Carolina wins the ACC tournament, and there's a 16-seed play-in in the tournament. Duke's going to win, but as Mike said, North Carolina will keep it close. As every game for North Carolina ends, it'll end in a heartbreak at the end.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if North Carolina won this game.
No, not at all. But I'll take. Okay, Iowa at Illinois.
Iowa.
I'll take Illinois, and they'll get a share of the title as well.
I'll take Illinois because they're at home. Michigan at Maryland.
I'll take Maryland.
Well, if John Beilein was coaching this Michigan team, I'd be taking Michigan. Because he's not, I'm taking Maryland.
Maryland because they're at home, and they're a better team. Ohio State at Michigan State.
Ohio State.
I'm taking Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State easily. Yeah, they're a better team. All right, so we got some games. The bubble. We're on the bubble watch here. We love the bubble here at the Big 4 Podcast. So we have some games here featuring some teams in the bubble. Maybe very important for their chances of making the tournament. We'll start with Texas at Oklahoma.
I'm taking Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's going to make the tournament. I don't think Texas will.
Ooh, can't go against Shaka Smart. I'm taking Texas.
This is a weird time in Oklahoma basketball. Usually they peak and they're terrible. Long Crew actually has a team playing pretty well right now. I'm going to take Oklahoma.
That's a hot take.
Xavier at Providence.
Providence is hot. I can't go against them. If Xavier's going to fall, right? They have to give it. Who do they have left? Providence and who?
I don't know.
Well, I feel like they're gonna fall right onto the bubble, and they're gonna have a 50-50 shot at getting it.
Yeah, I'll take Providence.
Very interesting game here. I wouldn't be surprised if Xavier won, but I'll take Providence in there at home. Florida at Georgia. And by the way, Luke, Xavier hosts Butler in the last game of the year.
Yeah, that's gonna be that game might end up deciding if they make it or not.
They'll have a chance in the Big tournament.
Yeah, they make a run. But
We're picking that game now. No, we're picking that game later. It's on here.
I'm thinking Florida.
Oh, okay.
That's yeah.
I'm taking Georgia because of the Tom Crean effect.
I will take Florida in this game. Georgia's terrible. Minnesota at Indiana.
Indiana, I think they're playing for more.
Yeah, Minnesota, heartbreaking week. Nothing to play for. I'm taking Indiana.
Well, if Minnesota wins the next two games, makes a run in the tournament.
No.
Maybe. They have to win like 3 or 4 games.
They're done.
The tournament. But I'll take Indiana because they're playing at home. Stanford at Oregon State.
Stanford, I think they might sneak into the tournament.
Build the dam. Give me Oregon State.
Yeah. You guys always talk about how hard it is to play at Oregon State, but it's just not.
Well, it was hard for Oregon.
Yeah, well, Oregon loses to all the bad teams. Wisconsin at Indiana.
Wisconsin.
That's an embarrassing pick. Indiana will win this game pretty easily.
I'll take Wisconsin. They're gonna win. They're gonna win a share of the Big Ten.
No, I gotta go with Archie Miller. As much as I love Greg Gard, I gotta take Archie in this game.
Rutgers at Purdue.
Purdue.
I'll take Rutgers. I think they're gonna get in. I think they'll finally win a road game. This will be the road game they win.
UCLA at USC.
UCLA.
Give me Mick Cronin in a blowout.
Well, yeah, the month has turned. USC, I think, has more to play for.
Yeah, USC loses to Providence every time in the tournament.
That's true.
Now, UCLA is playing to guarantee themselves an NIT appearance. Because if you win the regular season and then you don't make it, you don't get a bid, you're in the...
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say they secure their spot in the NIT. If they don't make tournament. Okay.
No, what I'm saying is if UCLA comes in first in the regular season...
If they come in first in the regular season, they're in the tournament.
Yeah, they guarantee the spot in the NIT.
That's also true.
All right. Oklahoma at TCU.
Ooh, hard to go against Jamie Dixon. Fun fact about Jamie Dixon, like, he's the winningest coach of any history.
That's right.
I'll take Oklahoma.
I'm taking Jamie Dixon and the great TCU Horned Frogs. He is going to build that thing into a powerhouse in the next coming years.
Okay. I'm actually going to take TCU as well. And look out for this. Something to keep an eye on this week. Now, this is really unlikely, but TCU plays at Kansas, and they host Oklahoma. They win both those games and move to 9-9 in conference and 18-13 overall, which puts them square on the bubble.
No.
Yeah.
I love Jamie Dixon, but...
Well, if they make a little run in the conference tournament...
Yep, they have...
Well,
shot.
I mean, to be fair, if every team made a run in the conference tournament, they'd make it. If every team won their conference tournament, they'd make it. So that's kind of a stupid argument, to be honest.
They win. So if they win those 2 games, and then they win 2 games in the tournament, they're on the bubble.
They have a legit shot. They're not out. They're not done.
Yeah, Jamie Dixon's going back to the NIT, and they're going to face Texas in the championship of the NIT.
All right. Luke, who'd you pick again? Oklahoma. All right, I'm going to take TCU. They're at home. Butler at Xavier. Last game.
What a fall for Butler this year. But I think they're squarely for the tournament. Xavier's, I think, going to be on the bubble, so I'm going to take Butler. I really think Xavier's going to fall out of the tournament. I don't know if they'll fall out of the tournament, but they might be last four in the last four buys.
Who'd you take, Luke?
I'm taking Butler.
Yeah, Butler, they're not good at all. They had a phony start. Phony teams.
Former Chris Holtz will fight.
Well, I don't really think that's in play, to be honest. Phony teams peak in November, i.e. Michigan, i.e. Butler, i.e. Ohio State. So I'm going to go ahead and take Xavier.
Yeah, I like Xavier in this game. This is going to be one they probably need to get, and it's probably the toughest place to play in the Big East.
What?
That's why I don't like them. I'm going to take Xavier.
Actually, that's not a hot take because every arena is easy to play in. So.
No, it is actually a very tough place to play.
Them and DePaul right up there.
Yeah, and MSG.
MSG.
All right, anything else to say before we depart?
Michigan sucks, and make sure you're washing your hands. To keep yourself away from the coronavirus.
Yep, I'll be going to the University of Kansas and handing out picture books to all the players. So
I'll be heading to Michigan, heading out to our addition tables to their mad math minutes for their Gen A classes.
Okay. Well, that's going to do it. We'll be back next week sometime.
Michigan sucks.
By the way, actually, I just came across this. Might have some interesting. This is good information for our viewers. This is released by College Basketball on Fox. It's the most quadrant one win. They have Kansas is the only team with 11. Butler and Seton Hall both have 10. The team with 8 might surprise you. Wisconsin, Creighton, Iowa, and Butler. 8 quadrant one wins. Yeah, because all those teams play in conferences where every week you're playing a quad one team. 7. Villanova, Oregon, Michigan, Michigan State, Providence.
Michigan State has 7? Holy crap. We had like 4 a couple weeks ago.
Is Ohio State?
Damn.
Yeah. Kentucky, Maryland, Penn State, Colorado. I don't know how they have 7 quadrant one wins. And then UCLA, Indiana, and Ohio State at 6.
Yeah, Mick Cronin's team's in the tournament, ladies and gentlemen.
I think you're right. All right. That's going to do it. We'll be back next week. And it will be Big Ten tournament season next week, the most important time of the year. So thanks for watching.